Good afternoon. My name is Ryan Taylor, and I will be presenting today with China Harrison, Trista Lee, and Skylar Fairbanks. We would like to present today on why we should bring kinetic tiles to the UCCS campus. In the past, UCCS has spent on average $2 million annually on electricity, and this is something that you could pull from one of your 2017 surveys. A lot of time, that energy can be wasted powering things that may not need a lot of energy, but we send energy to anyway. For example, walkway lightways. Our goal here is to find a better way for energy conservation to happen and save money in the process. Because quite frankly, cheaper energy means more energy for things like water conservation, waste disposal, and pollution reduction. And on top of this would also kind of bring a sustainability culture that is more progressive for the future to our university.
So for the technicalities of kinetic tiles, the kinetic tiles are based off the scientific principle of piezoelectricity, which is about electrical current is created by an object that is subject to mechanical pressure, if you will. And that scientific principle of piezoelectricity was discovered by Jacques and Pierre Curie in the Victorian era. So for the energy part of the kinetic tile, 5% of the energy goes toward powering the kinetic tile itself, if you will, and then 95% of energy is stored in the battery for external use only, which the battery part of it is unaffected by weather and lasts about 5 years. So for the general energy creation as part of the energy of kinetic tile, there is 0.8 joules per person per minute, if you will, plus at positive/negative 0.15 variation for the estimation. And one person can create 1 watts per minute, which can roughly go to 60 watts per hour, if you will. So for the annual market at UCCS, there should be about 25,600,000 kilowatt hours, if you will. And with 12,435 participants, there should be about 1,000 kilowatt hours per person per year, or roughly 1 million kilowatt hours per person per year. According to Pavigan, which is an English company that specializes in kinetic tiles, they stated that the kinetic tiles can have 7 watts at 12 voltages DC generated by each pedestrian, if you will, which can run up an LED street lamp for 30 seconds. And on another website, Pavigan also stated about kinetic tiles can generate up between 2 and 8 watts per step. And the cost for kinetic tiles, especially for installation, would be $75 to $160 per square foot, which can also roughly be $8,000 for 50 square feet, if you will, for the installation of the kinetic tiles.
So, how do we get kinetic tiles at UCCS? To start off, we need a budget to be approved. The ideal budget would be anywhere from $10,000 to $50,000. To install the tiles, we will need to contact a company. There are smaller companies like EngoPlanet, but Pavigan seems to be the most well-known for kinetic tiles. We will also need to decide on a location of the tiles. We think the most effective placement would be around the mountain lion statue outside of the Kramer Family Library. Ideally, the tiles would be placed around this mountain lion statue. As you can see, there is heavy foot traffic throughout this area. Most tours of the campus also visit the statue. If the tiles were placed here, then a green image would develop around UCCS from people visiting the campus.
Okay, so for the amount of money saved while installing kinetic tiles on UCCS campus, the best case scenario would be if every student out of 12,435 students using the tiles, the energy generating from the tiles would almost be about 12.5 million kilowatt hours per year. And adding the Kinetic tiles to the campus could save up to $1,036,250 per year, ideally.
Now let's talk about how much could be saved in electricity costs without covering the entire school in Kinetic tiles. This table shows the amount of electricity produced based on the number of steps an average student would take on the tiles in a day, and the money that would be saved based on those electricity costs. The table states that if all 12,000 students take one step, then that would save $7.20. If that number is 20, those savings would go up to $144 for that day. Depending on how much the typical student walks on the tiles in a day, the school would save between $1,000 and $23,000 a year from the tiles. Then it's just a matter of getting students to walk on the tiles as much as possible. All we need is for each student to take 20 short steps in the right spot to save a good amount of money.
Of course, there are other options to increase sustainability at UCCS. You can use solar and kinetic lamps to light the stairways around the campus. During the off-season, tours and summer classes will keep generating energy from the tiles with the assistance of the solar panels already installed.
Now for a few final points. Adding kinetic tiles to UCCS's clean energy ecosystem would garner a lot of attention for the university. The tiles are new tech and articles are written about everywhere they are used by the likes of Forbes magazine. Overall, adding kinetic tiles to the campus would gain the university a reputation as a leader in the sustainability movement across the nation, giving us something that no other school has. The kinetic tiles could save on electricity costs, given that enough students are walking on them, which can be incentivized through a rewards program that already exists. The tiles provide students with a unique opportunity to interact with clean energy instead of just talking or learning about it. Finally, the tiles would serve as not only a new source of clean energy, but as a statement on the global issue of sustainability. Thank you so much for your time. I hope you enjoyed this presentation. If you have any questions or concerns, please feel free to contact us at tlee2@uccs.edu. Here are the works that we cited for this presentation. Any images you saw in this presentation can be found in one of the following links.